I think we should plug the spaghetti episode for our
Hey,
200th episode.
everybody, welcome back to the Dr. Ben's Lecture podcast. I'm Ben.
I'm going right now. I'm Alden.
I'm going after that. I'm Jacob.
I'm
Guy.
third. I'm Emerson.
Yeah, Kai,
You're
we got
not.
a very special guest, Chase, the author of the podcast.
He writes all of our scripts.
It's Shovel.
Yeah, hey, I'm Shovel. They won't give me a real name because I'm not a main character.
They won't give me a
You don't have a hat,
And
sorry.
we've also got JasonBall34. He's here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely at least heard of A Pirate's Life at some point, which is the daily comic strip that we do a daily 5-minute review of, except this one's going to be a little longer. And today's comic, we have the 300th comic for our 200th episode. And it's got
Did we start the comic, or did we start this on the 100th comic without knowing?
No, because we've taken breaks.
Yeah, we've
so
taken breaks.
There's no way for
Oh,
that
right.
to be-
Sorry,
Anyway,
like 70.
anyway, there's
How did we take
four
the perfect number of breaks?
Magic.
Okay.
We got one paneler today.
It's got a bunch of skeletons in it, and a skeleton we've never seen before is saying, I was running in a marathon when I twisted my leg. I ended up losing that leg of the race.
This is, of course, at the open wound night.
And the caption reads, bone dry humor.
This
So
is good.
can we get a Peter Explains the Joke from JasonBall34, please?
What were you going for with this one?
Yeah. Hang on, let me read the comic. Okay. Peter Explains the Joke. I think I'll go clockwise. So from the top. So losing a
rule.
leg of a race is something you can do if you're running in a race. And also it's funny because he literally lost his leg. And then on the right it says bone dry humor because bone dry is a phrase and dry humor is also a phrase. So when you put them together, you get a longer phrase.
Good.
And then all the way on the left, it says open wound night, which might be construed as an allegory for open mic nights in stand-up comedy.
That's true.
Yes, thank
I
you.
think that the term
Oh, and it's funny
Longer
because
phrase
skeletons
comedy.
have wounds because they're dead.
Yeah.
Can skeletons actually have wounds?
One of them literally has a wound on his person.
All right, you're right. I'm
When his
sorry.
girlfriend came in.
it could be a bone scar.
All right. So I have a question since we have the author here and they're featured in this comic. Can we get any
I'm in the comic?
Yeah.
podcast? My bad.
What's
That was the first time we've done that by accident. Can we get some justification for the wheels on all the furniture?
Yeah.
We definitely got this already.
Did we?
Well, not
Yeah.
really. I
We
saw
also
Because
forgot
because
it,
they're
so-
they're in an emulated copy of Super Mario Brothers 3 for the Super Nintendo.
Would you have
Right.
anything to add, Jason?
I would add that sounds made up.
What? I swear to God, you said that.
Wait,
No,
is
they
Alden not
could
doing
be
a
like
bit?
it could be like tennis balls on the chairs to keep them from moving.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
there you
in
go.
schools, in classrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep
Right,
children from
right.
hitting each other with the chairs.
So,
To keep
So-
Mr. Chap from
do you guys
actively
want the
throwing
real
a chair
answer?
through the wall.
Yeah, I want
We
the
do.
real answer.
You know
I
they-
would love a real
you know
answer, and
they-
I would love everybody to shut the fuck up during it.
So basically, it's not quite as much of a problem in this one, but sometimes there's someone sitting in a chair at a table, and the table has legs, and the chairs have legs, and the stick figures have legs. And I would often, especially in the early days, they would get kind of muddled, and I couldn't tell. It was hard to tell which were the person legs, what were the chair legs, and what were the table legs, especially if they crossed over. So I added wheels to the furniture so that you could tell those weren't the person's legs.
Ah. So canonically, are they wheels? Like, do those furnitures move?
I would say they're more like, yeah, I guess they're wheels. I used to think of them more as like feet on a chair, but I think it's fair to say that they are of wheel nature.
Yeah,
If
I
they're
like that
feet, why
you
don't they have
have
toes?
given the chairs feet, but the people not feet,
But the
So
skeletons
Jay-
have feet.
The feet have
Well, the
feet.
which
skeletons
is
have feet.
a comedic
suppose they-
inversion of reality.
Didn't the captain
I
have
suppose they
toes
have
that one
ankles,
time?
but not feet.
He did.
Yeah, toes
Why
because
why
you guys
did you
asked for it.
decide to give like why didn't you put shoes on the people instead of the chairs?
Are they? Oh, because the people can't have wheels.
What the hell? You
Heelys?
think people have wheels?
Heelys
Wait,
though?
skeletons came up.
Skeletons could totally have wheels. Nothing stopping.
Yeah, everyone knows you grow wheels when you die.
I
That
want
is
to. I want to pose
canon.
a theory that this guy already had the peg leg before he died, and when he twisted his leg, most people don't have to amputate their legs when it gets twisted. I think what that means is that he twisted his leg, and it like rotated counterclockwise and unscrewed and fell off.
Like it was a prosthetic.
Yeah, cause like he has a peg leg right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he already had that when he was running the race.
just fell off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though he could have twisted his leg like real bad, like 360 degrees.
Like I'm thinking like 720 at least, in order to be
Yeah.
removed.
Yeah, you gotta screw something several times to undo it.
no,
Maybe
I'm
you
saying
stepped on a Beyblade. Who knows?
Well, that applies to leg. Like
What
if
were you
you're gonna unscrew a real leg, you gotta unscrew it a couple of times too, right?
Well, that was
Are
what
you
I was
talking
saying.
about a lemon egg? What kind
Oh.
of leg are you talking about?
I have another universe question.
Yeah.
Skeletons, they got feet. And
Right.
humans don't have feet unless we ask for them.
Right.
I
So
don't think
that's the
true.
question.
Good question. Um,
I
I
can
would
probably
s-
point you to a place where humans have feet.
No. Humans
I'm
only have
pretty
feet
sure
when we ask for the toes.
No,
So,
when they're
what
sitting
it
in
is-
chairs.
Those are
Jason
skeletons.
Ball, I got you. I
when
can totally
humans
answer
sit
this
in
one
chairs,
for
they
you.
don't have feet.
Humans just are on point the whole
Oh.
time.
Yeah.
They're exquisite
Basically,
dancers.
it's well,
We're asking the hard hitting questions.
What if the feet are turned towards us? when
No,
they're
but you've been
human?
doing this on purpose. You've got a thing here with a skeleton and 4 humans all standing, and the skeleton very distinctly has feet, and the people don't.
Yeah, but you're asking what the purpose is, which is a bigger question.
Or why do you make that design choice?
I know the answer.
Is Jason Ball here?
It's a phone disabled noise suppression to improve performance.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
No, that was today at 11:31
Oh.
p.m.
Oh, he's back.
We got him back.
Hey, theoretically.
what was the last thing you heard?
It was a while ago. All right, why do the skeletons have feet? And the people don't.
Right. It's so without the feet, I think the skeletons look top heavy because they have ribs halfway down their body, but the
Oh.
regular people don't. And I think regular people, if you add feet to them, they look bottom heavy because they don't have the ribs. It's just a
You're
balance,
you're super right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
just a visual balance. thing.
Artistically, why did you put the ribs so low?
I think I know the answer to this question. Is it just?
Yeah.
It's just because their arms
Gravity.
would get in the way.
Gravity.
Yes.
Skeletons are old,
Yeah, the ribs are just
so
sliding
gravity.
down there.
Yeah, so
I
wonder
got
they
a,
don't go under the legs.
I got a more of a story question.
Stop talking about legs.
So we got Governor Butte, right? He's dead now. Why is he hanging out with Dr. Bones? And why is he like mixing factions?
Well, in this one, I would say that this is a place for all skeletons to hang out that isn't necessarily tied to any one faction.
He
And I like
definitely. He went to Dr. Bones' clinic though, like 3 comics ago.
Well, that may or may not have been on the ship.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, as in my head, the clinic is somewhere on the land, and anyone can go to it, even if they're not necessarily part of the captain's crew.
Gotcha.
Does
It's
Dr.
a really good
Bones
parlay.
does Dr. Bones have allegiance, or is he just like sitting there? Like would he? I guess he
Yeah, what's
did.
that?
Like does Dr. Bones still have to follow the Hippocratic Oath?
Um, not if it means he has to treat a hippo, but I would say that he's like a doctor who like works at a hospital. He's on the hospital's payroll, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't help someone who's dying in the street just because they're not at that hospital. So
okay.
yeah, I would say he has allegiance, but he also has allegiance to the health of the human condition.
Okay.
And he's part of the captain's crew, isn't he?
Yes, he is part of the captain's crew, and he has an X on his face so that you can tell it's Dr. Bones.
Well, didn't he also
okay.
get punched in that? He got punched in the face at some point, right?
By Dexter,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Or Mr. Pine?
I thought it was his girlfriend.
No, he smashed himself with a hammer accidentally.
I think I remember
Oh.
that.
Yeah, and that was just because there was one episode where there was a skeleton, and you guys said, "Here's a skeleton, presumably Dr. Bones," because I realized, and that made me realize he doesn't actually have any identifying features
I
like
see.
other skeletons. So I
Like-
gave him one.
Ah.
It's like his hat.
Yeah, that's his
I
hat.
see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
See, because if he hadn't had that X here in this picture here, I don't know if it would be apparent that that's Dr. Bones.
He could just be any guy. Yeah.
So
can I say that I find
and-
Governor
and-
Butte's hair incredibly disturbing?
I think it's very well rendered in this particular comic.
yeah.
It is.
And
Sure.
also,
Yeah.
it might mean that X marks the spot on Dr. Bones. There might be like buried treasure there. I don't know.
Wasn't
Is
that a
this-
joke of a comic?
There's
Yes.
literally 3 other spots on his head, so it can't mark the spot.
True.
X marks
Is this
a spot.
foreshadowing?
No,
Like,
haven't we
are
already
we
done
gonna-
that joke?
yeah.
are
that
we
joke's happened.
gonna are we gonna learn like about these other skeletons?
I
Are
hope
they
so.
going to be recurring characters that are introduced in this comic and then
I feel
show
like
up
we've
later?
already
and we're
seen
like,
the
"Whoa."
skeleton with the nails on his head.
nails?
Maybe.
On his head?
But hair skeleton.
Yeah, I
think
don't think I've seen hair skeleton.
And last I checked, skeleton with nails on his head didn't have a peg leg, so who knows?
Yeah, well, he just
Well,
twisted his
that's
leg.
'cause he hadn't run his marathon yet. Come on.
I suppose if you were a skeleton and you twisted your leg, the joint might like come out of your pelvis, and then you'd be
Dude, if I
boned,
was
if you
a
will.
skeleton
yeah.
and I
Pelvis?
presumably no longer had to breathe,
Uh huh.
I'd just run like so many races.
Just run everywhere.
Yeah, I'd
know
never
that-
slow down.
I don't know that that's what I'd use the not having to breathe thing for, but
What
you could
would
do
you
that.
do? Just like go.
You could
Go
just
in
sit
the-
under. You could stand at the bottom of the ocean like they were in that one comic.
Or in
You could-
Pirates of the
you-
Caribbean,
You could
Curse of the
be-
Black Pearl.
I think there's a really interesting
You
aspect.
Yeah,
really
but why
good
would
at
you
that.
want to
Wait,
stand
no
at the
sex.
bottom of the ocean?
There's cool stuff down there.
Clams.
Titanic.
There's a really interesting aspect of the medium being comics, in that comics obviously are all still pictures, so we don't know how quickly skeletons move.
So,
They could just go incredibly slowly or pretty much stand still. JasonBall34, do you have any updates on the speed of skeleton?
Or what else you were saying? Wait, who just left?
No.
No, he sure
He
doesn't.
does.
And he's gone.
African or European skeletons.
All right. You said so, and then
I thought
oh,
I said that I said that because I thought I was gone.
Oh no, you're back now.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm good.
All right, great.
Back again.
All right.
Where were we?
So
Alright, great.
I have a question about skeletons. We've been postulating that skeletons were a different race than people. They're not related, or
Somewhat
they are somewhat
different.
related, but they aren't directly like skeletons come from humans or something. Can you speak to this?
Well, don't we have direct proof of not that, given that Governor Butte exists?
Directly evolved from human to skeleton.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But so even if directly evolved from human to skeleton, we've postulated the theories before that it isn't the like normal world relationship of person dies, flesh falls off, becomes skeleton. Is this just the
Well, then
normal human world?
how do you explain Governor Butte?
I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't know.
Some other guy
How
just
do you
showed up,
explain
and
Governor
people
Butte?
assumed that he was Governor Butte. Has he ever called himself Governor Butte?
Yes.
Or did
Almost
people
has.
just call him Governor Butte?
Many times.
I'm
Yeah,
we
he said, "Hi, I'm Governor Butte."
Yeah.
we could
Could
be
be a
looking
different
at
one.
a
You think he would
Pirates
lie
of the
about
Caribbean
that?
epic curse. Maybe it's only some people that turn into skeleton. 'cause
Yeah,
there's such
I
an
think
ancient
it's
aspect.
fair to say that all these skeletons were once people, and that's the sad fact of life: is that people die.
I think
But
that's
luckily,
true.
they have the cursed Aztec gold, and so they come back as skeletons.
Yeah. And that's how babies are.
I was gonna have uh a comic where someone asks Governor Butte how he got here, like after he was dead, and he was gonna say, uh, I dug upward, and he was gonna be talking to a guy named Doug Oppo Ward, and he was gonna say like, "Why'd you say my name?"
Jimmy
You
Neutron.
made a really good decision. JasonBall34.
But I
9
ended up,
out of 10.
yeah, I ended up not using the Doug Upward comic.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate. I think we should see
Maybe
that one
next
soon.
time.
Yeah, I only had so many, days in the week last week.
I would
And
replace
the-
it with a "What's up, Doug" joke.
Oh yeah, that could work.
Does it smell like up?
I have a real question for you.
Sorry, we're laughing at what's up. What does it smell like up, Doug, in here? What's up, Shovel?
Yeah, so like what inspires you to make this comic, and like are you just a funny person? Is this easy for you? Like what's the deal?
Funny person. I hope so. I mean, I would say that this comes rather naturally because I'm inspired by reading comics every day that exist, and I've always read them since I was a kid, and I watch, sitcoms and I just like jokes, and I'm inspired by just humor. I like humor.
What sitcoms?
Let's see. Right now, I'm working through Cheers. I really like Cheers. I like Friends. I liked Superstore. The Good Place. I haven't
Place is-
seen The Office.
What?
I've seen the British Office and I love it, and I'm afraid that the American Office won't be as good.
It's false.
No, it's still good. Don't
That's good.
worry.
All right.
Also, Trailer Park Boys.
AKA ASCII.
And I would honestly, if people enjoy the comic, if people enjoy puns and jokes and make jokes themselves, I would encourage anyone here or anywhere to make their own comics. Like, just try it out. It's a very fun, cathartic way to get out energy and to
But what-
express
what if-
yourself.
What if nobody makes a 5-minute daily reaction podcast to my comic? I'll be crushed.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Just more, can you speak to that?
That's a risk. That's just a risk.
I,
you
like-
I
take.
will make a 5-minute daily podcast.
Don't say it.
Would it bother you to like put these jokes out there into the world and have like no one see it?
Well, the first few months before these guys discovered this comic, yeah, I was putting it out and no one was seeing it, and that's fine. I just, you have to start somewhere.
But like,
don't.
what if it never went anywhere?
I would. I mean, I used to just draw these and not even post them at all. It was just for myself. And so, yeah, I wouldn't it wouldn't be the end of the world. I don't know if I'd be drawing them as enthusiastically as I am now, but I think I would still make them.
Sick.
Have any of you guys ever considered making comics?
Dude, I wanted to be a syndicated cartoonist when I was a kid.
I know we've talked about this before, but A Pirate's Life syndicated when?
Yeah, that.
I mean, who has
That'd
to
be good.
can be syndicated? What's the process for that?
We need to. I don't know.
I
Jason Ball?
syndicate you.
Destroy target permanence.
Alden, you've made some funny comics over the years.
Did I?
Yeah, I remember.
No.
I remember you making funny comics.
I wrote comics for the Connors Emerson school newspaper. I made that one where the giraffe hits his head on the door. And I think that's the only one I remember.
That's a funny.
One of the
comic.
funniest things to me in movies and shows was when people hit their heads on low-hanging objects. Well, it's funny to me because I'm tall, and so I have to worry
how
about
tall?
that.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Don't
Holy
talk like
shit.
that.
So,
He's Elroy
Also,
tall.
wow. I really didn't think that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
so
gonna say
sometimes
6'1".
whenever I draw myself in the comic, I draw myself as the tallest character in the comic.
Oh, I've been meaning to ask. Does each character have a specified height relative to others? Because I feel like it's consistent.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was impressed that you caught that because yes, I
Yes.
always try to draw the captain just a hair higher than Mr. Pine, and Mr. Pine just a little bit higher than Dexter.
That's very cool.
But it doesn't always work out that way, but that's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
intent.
Well, sometimes they're slouching.
Yes, yes, when it's inconsistent, it's because they're slouching.
Who do you think has the best posture of best podcast of the crew? Does anyone on the Pirates Life pirate on the crew have a podcast and is it as good as this one?
Dexter's got to have a podcast, right?
It's true.
That's his character development arc.
Starts a podcast.
He
But it's
can't
gonna have
write,
to
so he-
destroy the
Dexter's
period setting, though.
We already destroyed that way that we learned that the Rorschach test was canon in the comic.
Wasn't that like
True.
day 2 or something?
Yeah.
Remember that like 2 weeks when we were trying to figure out the time period?
Maybe Dexter can like speak into like a pea pod, and that would be his podcast.
There you go. We
No,
brainstormed.
he goes fishing and he uses peas for bait.
Oh, because he cast
And
them.
yeah,
He podcasts.
Mhm.
Like
Like
he's
he
just
casts a
podcasting.
line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That
Well,
sounds like
apparently
it's
he could actually podcast. It's just only live, and he uses like the paper cup thing with a string.
this sounds like it's gonna get cut up along with Up Doug.
Yeah, it seems like it's.
Oh, but someone was saying, when will it be syndicated?
Yes.
tomorrow.
I would say, well, the process is there's like 4 big syndicates out there, and you just have to email them like a PDF with samples and explain, what the comic's about. And I think that once I get a good body of work with really good comics in there, I can pick out the best ones and send them in and see what happens. I don't know when, but someday.
Or we can
Oh,
just
like
DDoS
now.
the top syndicates until they agree to syndicate you.
I think we just need to get like a syndicate person on
On the
The
podcast.
podcast.
On
Or
the
we
podcast,
can,
then
we can
Dunkin'
bribe them
Donuts
with our
actually
T-shirt
agree.
money.
Trap them.
We did attempt to get Dunkin' Donuts on the podcast. They have not responded to my emails.
Ah,
We
darn.
also tried to get album art from
Emerson.
the other A Pirate's Life comic.
Yeah, there's another one, but he makes Lego A Pirate's
yeah,
Life.
I know.
Have you seen? Yeah. Are you a big fan of Weasel Scumbago?
I found it when
That's
I
where
googled.
that name comes from?
Yeah, that's a character in the other one.
We tried to
Yeah,
get
when
him
I-
to
when
do
I-
our next season art, but he
But
didn't
but
respond.
he didn't respond.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out about him when I googled the name of
Yeah.
Pirate's Life to see if anything came up.
Oh, I
makes sense.
hate this. I've just Googled it, and don't like it. There's too many
Wow.
colors.
There are a
There's
lot.
too many colors.
What color is it, Kai?
Real comic strips
Yellow.
are only black and white.
It also
I
says distant roar exclamation mark, which is not fun.
E.
I wanted to sound something out for you guys. See what you guys think about this.
Okay.
All right, hit us with it.
Potentially, if when it goes professional, maybe having a different name for the comic. And I thought of the name Sticks and Bones.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
cute.
I like it.
It's
I
like
liked it.
sticks and stones, and there's sticks figures, and there's bones.
Oh yeah, I didn't get the stick bit before, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I like
or
that.
just something.
I definitely like that. It's gonna be hard to get used to now that I've been saying a pirate's life once a day for 200 days. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of something because I don't know if a pirate's life is too generic or because if it's part of the song, if there's like a problem with the song.
Or if Disney's
don't
gonna get
think-
mad at you now because
I don't think the
there's
Yo-Ho a
a
Pirate's
Sea
Life
of
for me is
Thieves DLC
copyrighted.
coming out with the same name.
I think
I
you
think
can
it's
say
out.
a pirate's life.
I'm sure you can say
Yeah,
that.
probably. We'll see.
But that's a good name. I like
Yeah,
it.
Sticks and
I-
Bones.
Hey
it's-
everybody,
it's
welcome back to the Sticks and Stones Stabscast.
Sticks and
Stop.
Stomps.
We'll rename the podcast if you rename the comic. Oh, we could finally name it Daily Bones Locker.
That's true. The
We-
Sticks and Bones Locker.
We spent 45 minutes trying to name this podcast. It took longer than everything else we did starting this up, and then we thought of
Including
Daily
recording all
Bones
200
Locker
episodes.
right after like the 5th episode or something.
Why is Daily Bones Locker better than Dr. Bones Locker?
Because it's
Just
a
'cause it's
pun
a
on
daily
Davy Jones
podcast.
Locker, and
I thought it
we do it
already
daily?
was.
I mean, it already is, but
that's
it'd be a better
one 'cause
pun.
It's daily. It's a daily podcast.
because yeah,
Oh, because Daily sounds more like Davy?
yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Hey, Peter got the joke.
That's not usually Peter's. Well, that's kind of Peter's job.
That's exactly Peter's job.
Sometimes.
No, Peter's
It's
job.
not called Peter Gets the Joke.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, sometimes Peter explains the joke bit is
not.
someone saying, "No, I don't get it."
That's usually you.
Hand it
Oh,
out the door.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention something about this comic, today's comic. It's slightly different on Instagram today.
Oh.
Oh,
Instead of a
cool.
caption that says bone dry humor, it's one of the skeletons in the audience thinks to himself, "Boy, talk about bone dry humor."
I like that
that
version
makes
better.
sense.
I think
Wait,
it's weird
what's
when
the
you.
Instagram?
Dr. Bones.
Did you say what's Instagram?
No, how do I find it on Instagram?
It's
The handle is a pirate comic.
Okay.
It's also probably linked on the Twitter.
oh yeah.
It's linked on the Twitter. Yeah.
Right.
I think
oh,
the thought
okay.
bubble's a good move. Partially, I think because I think mixing like diegetic signs and non-diegetic caption boxes is
Yeah.
a little
yeah. Good
little
point.
questionable. So I think the thought bubble idea is. I don't know if I've ever seen a thought bubble in this comic before.
Yeah, I was thinking.
You guys were insulting my thought bubbles a few months ago when I had the Dexter as a horse. He was like whipped as a horse, and he was picturing
Dexter as a
himself
horse?
as a
Oh,
horse.
right.
I do not remember that.
Yeah. I remember that.
Oh yeah, and here's another one.
But yeah, the Instagram
Yeah.
versions, I enjoy. Sometimes I enjoy doing them because it gives a chance to rethink the layout.
Yeah.
Generally,
I have a
I
question.
feel like the
Since-
Twitter version's better in my experience.
I agree. That's the one I do first.
I feel like I've experienced differently, but that's because I feel like I'm only pointed to the Instagram comic once in a while, and I don't pay attention otherwise because I don't have an Instagram, so I don't see it on Instagram.
We are rounding the corner to about.
I think if you're trying to
30
get
minutes.
followers, people care about Instagram more.
Yeah, that's where
I'm
that's where I
I'm
find my
liking the
followers.
cats on your real Instagram.
Sorry, I have
Thanks.
I have
Did-
a I,
did- Yeah, what was your question?
Yeah, should you fucking speak up, buddy?
I have
Hey,
I have
Jacob,
spit
could
it
you,
out.
like, spit it out?
are we doing this again? I hate this.
Yeah, we're doing
Okay,
this again.
so since we have you on 2 days
We're
after
really
this
gonna
comic,
stop doing that.
you 2 days ago did the no text bubble, like no text comic.
Oh, please explain that joke.
What is there a joke and what is it?
Is it just two eye patch kids?
I think
Well,
it's that.
Sour eye patch.
There's a skeleton with 2 eye patches,
Mhm.
Yeah, there
And-
sure
Pretty
is.
funny.
and I think that's funny because you put on an eye patch when you lose an eye, and skeletons don't have any eyes, so he's wearing 2 because he lost both his eyes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, all
Oh,
right.
I just thought he looked good.
Yeah, it's kind of like the skeleton version of sunglasses.
You just
Yeah,
posted,
yeah, exactly.
You posted that comic to just be like, hey, check out this cool skeleton I drew.
Yeah, and
Well-
it's supposed to, it's sort of supposed to look like a punk wearing sunglasses. And
Yeah.
his posture, I think, looks a little punkish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But obviously,
I've been
it's
also
trying to
referencing
think
our
so
joke.
hard of a single like sentence punchline you could add to that to make it funnier. Not that it's unfunny, because like even though I didn't get it, it was just inherently funny.
Yeah, I was surprised at the high ratings on that one.
Well, it helped.
It did the
it-
meme.
It did, yeah. It's like the experimenting with the medium that I've been
Yeah,
going on about for
And
a
it
few
and it
days.
passed the illiteracy test.
I thought you were gonna say
Which-
research test.
which is when I used to read Calvin and Hobbes as a kid, like super little. Like I read Calvin and Hobbes when I was like 3 or 4, right, and didn't know how to read. And I fucking loved it because Calvin made funny faces. And so that passes the illiteracy test. I would have thought that was funny even when I couldn't read.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but thank you.
Okay, and I want to throw one final question before we go away. Unless anybody else has anything more they want to say.
I mean, I'll say anything.
Well, I have a couple little things, but
Oh yeah,
Well,
shoot.
I don't know if you want to go first though.
I think like if you have a couple little things you want to say at the end, then I think we still have some time to like wrap up afterwards. But also,
Yeah.
Oh.
I want. Well, I just wanted to ask. Is my writing always legible? Can you?
Oh,
like, is
absolutely.
there ever a
Absolutely.
problem
yeah,
with that?
definitely.
No, we've never had a problem reading a word.
Although
Okay, good.
I am
Your
curious.
handwriting.
Have you noticed how like most like cartoons go for all caps? I was curious why you decided not to go for all caps.
It's a pain in the butt to write in all caps.
That's fair.
Someday I'd like to like develop a font based on my writing, like scan in my lettering. And if I do that, I might go with capitals someday. But I just write how I write, and I don't like writing in capitals.
Someone's never taken a hand drafting class.
Jacob, I guess your handwriting is way better now than it used to be.
No, well, also in hand drafting, you're required to do all caps.
Oh, okay.
Jacob's the only one here who's taken a hand drafting class.
Yeah, that's true. I was just doing a bit, but nobody got it because nobody's taken a hand drafting class.
I got
Anyway,
the
you had
bit.
more questions. I'm sorry.
I've never heard of hand drafting.
Oh, it's like architectural drafting and stuff, but you have to do it all by hand. Who keeps leaving?
Emerson.
It's all done in CAD these days, like in computer aided drafting.
Oh, like drafting, like as in
Yeah.
drafting. I see.
Yeah.
No, like isn't drafting magic cards.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah. We take a hand drafting class. Anyway,
as opposed to drafting on MTG Arena.
yeah, MTGA drafting classes sophomore year. Okay, sorry, you had more questions. My bad.
Me?
Yeah, why is there an underrepresented oh my god. Sorry, I'm like a little bit tipsy. Why is there an underrepresentation of cats in your comic?
I have an answer to this question.
Oh, go ahead.
Hard to draw.
There is. I've thought about that. I've tried to include the cat a little bit more, and in fact, I think it's tomorrow or the next day. There's a skeleton cat that makes an appearance.
Oh,
Spoiler
spoiler
alert.
alert.
It looks even worse than the normal cat.
Ben, did you say gamer alert?
I said gamer alert.
Okay, then.
And it looks terrible. But yes, I do like cats, as you may know. So yes,
Just based on your Instagram. Yeah.
All right, I got one final question, and then we're gonna start. To rate
Wait,
this comic.
I like how Jason.
Wait,
Jason
I-
has
no,
a
I'm-
final question that's not gonna get to be
yeah.
asked.
I still want to ask my final
yeah,
question.
okay,
You
you
can
ask
ask
your
your
final
question,
question.
and Jason had a couple. Jason might have had more questions.
We're gonna bleep you out if you try and ask a final question.
Jacob,
You're
go.
not. Oh, okay. I was gonna say before we go, can we get do you wanna say anything about the potential Dexter character development that we may be seeing in the future?
That's spoilers.
You get spoilers
Just
sometimes
for
on
spoilers?
interviews.
I think that people around Dexter may be getting tired of his idiocy, and I think they may. Well, of course, I haven't actually, written or drawn any of this, so this is all subject to change. But I think they may try to ship him off to boarding school
Oh,
to teach him what words mean.
Yo, wait.
He's gonna learn to read.
He's
They're
gonna.
just gonna
There's
kill
gonna
him.
be a joke. I'm predicting it right now. There's gonna be a joke where something like Dexter go to boarding school and he thinks it means walking the plank.
Ooh,
It's a
that's
decent
good.
prediction. I will say that's
He's
that may
written
or
that
may not
comic
be-
already.
that may or may not be on my list of jokes that I'd like to get
Nice.
Dude, we got a joke list too.
to. You do?
No,
Yeah.
not for this comic.
All right, my
No, we
question
just
is.
have
Oh,
a-
I hope not.
My question is, Anatoly funny joke. When?
I
He's
think
gotta
whenever
say
he-
one.
Yeah.
Banana. I don't know. Um, I think whenever he's on the screen, it's a joke because he's wearing a banana on his head.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Did you have it? Sorry, we cut off your potential final questions, Jason. Do you have did you have another any more questions before we start to rate this comic?
I didn't have a whole lot off the top of my head.
Great.
No.
Cool. Well, then let's rate this comic, everybody. I'm gonna give this comic this is a 6.5, I think.
This is a rare triple joke in
Yeah, I was
one
thinking that.
panel. I'm gonna give it 2.5 points per joke for a 7.5.
I'll give it a 7.
I'm glad you did that math for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I just want to. I just
want
want to make it clear that every joke here is equal point value. Actually, no. The main joke is a 4, and open wound night is a 0.5. No, it's a 1. It's a 1.
Open Wound Night is directly that's our humor exactly. It just doesn't.
Okay. Yes.
All right, Kai.
All right.
He's probably not.
Okay. Emerson's gone.
Shovel.
96%.
96%.
Mhm.
For
and-
reference, Zoe's out of 10 scales. She never rates anything out of 10. Like 10 for
Except
her
for the sun.
is the sun.
Sorry. Who does that?
Yes. Shovel.
And
Spade digging implement.
JasonBall34. Can we get a rate?
Oh, I think this one's pretty funny actually. I'd say this is a 10 out of 10.
On par with the sun.
Well, I never thought about that once.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
Wait.
Bye.
Who just
Bye.
honked their
Wait.
horn?
What?